Hello, welcome to our Heritage Works. Today, we're making prosciutto wrapped shrimp. This is a very easy recipe. I got some prosciutto from our local grocer. All I'm going to do is cut it into strips so that it's not quite as wide, and I'll be wrapping that around the shrimp. From there, it's easy to fix, but the most time-consuming part is this, where I'm cutting it down and wrapping the shrimp. You'll notice that there's a slight tear in the way the meat is put together. I use those to help stretch the shrimp or the prosciutto when making the shrimp. It wasn't that big of a deal, so I just simply used smaller pieces, and I even had some smaller pieces of shrimp that needed less prosciutto, so I did separate it out just so that I knew what I was getting when I would pick it up. The shrimp I'm using today is a Argentinian Patagonia style shrimp. It's already reddish when you start with it, whereas some of them are brown or gray before you cook it, and it turns red later. So it's going to look like it might already be done when it hasn't been cooked at all. But that's just the way the shrimp looks, and it's a really, really good flavor. It goes well with prosciutto. Here I'm going ahead and greasing down the foil. This is just to keep the prosciutto from sticking. To prepare the shrimp, what I did is I had it frozen when I got it from the store, so I made sure that I let it defrost thoroughly before I started. Then I rinsed it just to make sure there wasn't anything extra. I also looked to make sure that it was completely deveined and the tails were completely off, etc. So I was looking to make sure I had good, clean shrimp to start with. Then I patted it dry with paper towels. I did that off camera. I just simply put out some paper towels, put the shrimp on it, and let it sit there for a few minutes. Then I did it again, and this time I blotted it from the top and made sure that I had really good dry shrimp to begin with. You'll notice that I am just simply wrapping around the shrimp with the prosciutto. This did fairly well for me, but sometimes it might come unraveled. You could also use bacon for this, which I think you would need a toothpick to hold it together a little better. But overall, I just simply rolled it around and put it on this tray. Now, you do want to have something that allows for air to flow all the way around it, because you want it to get crisp all the way around. You don't want it to be sitting on something. So put it on a wire rack of some sort when you go to bake it. When we go to bake this, we will be using a 400-degree oven, and we will put it in for 15 minutes, flip it all over, and then we will also then put it back in for another 15 minutes. While it's out of the oven, we are going to put a glaze on it. You could use BBQ sauce. You could use... I didn't have exactly the right amount of prosciutto to shrimp, but I just put the shrimp on the end of the pan and cooked them as is. I didn't see a need to try to undo anything or anything like that. So it was only a few pieces, and I just simply put them on the end. And here's a picture of what the pan looked like before I put it in the oven. As I mentioned, you could use barbecue sauce on this, but I wanted to go a slightly different route. I decided to use some Jalapeno Peach Jelly that I had made, and I wanted to mix it with a little bit of butter just to give it a little browning effect. So I took the Jalapeno Peach Jelly, put it in a bowl with a little bit of butter. I didn't measure it, but I'm guessing it's a little over a tablespoon, maybe 1.5 tablespoons. And then, as you can see, several tablespoons of the jelly. I'm going to mix it together, microwave it, and then I'm going to stir it up um, just so that it comes together as a nice glaze. I will use this glaze on the shrimp. I will take a brush, brush it on, put it in the oven for 15 minutes, and then I'll come back, flip them, add another layer, another 15 minutes, and then we should be done. You want to make sure that your shrimp is cooked all the way through. Um, Make sure you check your temperatures, and as you can see, it's just a matter of putting a thin layer. Now, doesn't this look good? Even just for the first 15 minutes, we've got some nice browning effect going on. Put some more sauce on, and then let it bake. These turned out absolutely delicious. I hope that you'll try them. I also hope that you'll like, subscribe, share this video with others, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching our video.